Hey everybody, I want to share with you a quick clip from Sam Zell, real estate mogul, billionaire investor. He's recently on a great podcast called We Study Billionaires. I'm talking about the power that it gives us, meaning you and me, knowing that the United States is the world reserve currency and what it could look like if we're no longer the world reserve currency. I'm sure you've seen the news headlines as of late, China trying to take us out of the way, reposition themselves as the yuan being the world reserve currency. So I want to got to represent my North Dakota here. I want to play a little bit of this clip for you and just share your thoughts. Here he is.
You've criticized the Fed and what they've done to date. I'm kind of curious if Sam Zell was sitting at the helm of the Fed right now, what would be the next move you would make?
Raise interest rates. We got to raise interest rates 3 or 4 or 5%. I mean, we have to make it painful. Everybody's so worried about whether we're going to have a soft landing. I'm worried about what kind of landing we're going to have, because if we don't stop the inflation, is a very, very deleterious thing. I mean, it robs purchasing power of everybody. And until 1971. The world was protected from inflation by the fact that we didn't have fiat currencies. We had currencies that were pegged to the price of gold. And then in 1971, we, in effect, converted from pegged currencies to fiat currencies. And today, there's nothing backing the U.S. dollar. We've increased our debt $7-8 trillion in 3 or 4 years. How does that work? I don't know how that works now. I know what's going to happen, because I think that we just can't, again, supply and demand. You just can't create that much new supply and have it work. My big concern for the last 5 years has been loss of the U.S. as the reserve currency of the world. I think that probably would result in a 20 or 25% reduction in the standard of living in the United States. We have this extraordinary benefit of being able to issue paper. If we couldn't issue that paper, or we had to pay the real price of issuing that paper, our life would be different. All you have to do is look at what happened to England after World War II. Up until that time, sterling was the reserve currency of the world, and then it wasn't. And then all of a sudden, England became, part of the sick man of Europe, as opposed to the leading economic player in the world that set the standard, as opposed to had to come up with it to meet the standard.
It would appear that this ridiculous inflation we've seen